Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. It's your host, Rising Oblivion. First things first, I want to say thank you to all the people who watched my last video on P5X. It was really cool to see so many people subscribing, clicking the bell and whatnot, and liking the video. So thank you guys so much for that, and welcome on all the people who are here to the channel. I do a lot of Atlus content and stuff, obviously, but yeah, I'm gonna keep you guys informed on this. I know a lot of people are kind of upset this is a mobile game, but it's something new. It's something that is somewhat interesting. At least we could see from Atlus. I know I want to try this game out and just at least see what it has to offer before we judge it too fast. But we do have some more snippets here for this game and actually some more details when it comes to the PC version that we are getting of this, I guess, mobile game, right? Now, it's not unheard of for certain mobile games to be put onto PC. It's a lot easier to have a game that's on pretty much any other device put onto PC rather than putting it to a console or something like that. That is why we are going to be getting a Windows version of this game, and I wanted to talk a little bit more about that and take a look at some more of the details here that we have about this game. We do have a PC's requirement, so this is for sure sort of more or less solidifying the fact that we are going to be getting this on PC, but it is still a mobile game. There's going to be transactions, microtransactions. There has to be some way that this game is monetized, right? If it's a free game, it has to be monetized somehow, which a lot of the comments in my last video were talking about that, and it's kind of something I wanted to talk about a little bit here too. But first, let's go over these PC requirements. So we have a minimum requirements and a recommended requirements. You know, something like, you know, being able to run this thing at 4K versus running it at 1080p, 30 frames, or 720p or something like that. So it goes Windows 7 up. It uses using 64-bit. Everything uses that. Intel Core i3, 8GB of RAM, GeForce GT 750 Ti, then up to Core i5, 16GB of RAM, GeForce GT 1060 with 6 gigs of VRAM, but the other one was only 2 gigs of VRAM. But it looks like that is the PC requirements there. It's a mobile game. I don't think anybody was really expecting it to be anything too crazy, but that is the PC requirements for this, and I'm glad it's coming to PC. I mean, personally, I don't think this is something I could play on my phone a lot. I don't play much on my phone other than like Balloons Tower Defense or something like that, so I don't want to be playing my Persona games on the phone. But like I said, this is something interesting. I'm going to try it out at the very least. So I'm going to try it out on my phone, I'm going to try it out on PC, then probably make a video on that. If there are microtransactions, I don't know how much of that I'm going to do, but I want to be able to do some of that just to cover it and have it here on the channel, which brings to the topic of how is this game going to be monetized, right? Nobody releases a game like this for free, and it is a Chinese gacha game, but we're going to have to do some hurdles here, at least until the game is actually released everywhere else, if that is going to be the case, right? We know this is made by a Chinese game company. It is going to be released in China for sure from what we see. There are certain mobile games from big known brands that release only in China. For instance, Call of Duty Mobile was just a thing in China for like almost 10 years before it was actually brought everywhere else. I know this is wildly different than Call of Duty, obviously, but it just goes to show that there are a lot of Chinese companies that take IPs, make them into games, and sell them there because the Chinese market is so huge. That ends up happening quite a lot, and really, you know, the developers over there in China kind of get free reign because they have so much power, similar to certain things that have happened with Blizzard, where China takes more control than maybe what people wanted to happen. So that's the first things first, right? Hopefully we end up getting this. Hopefully we'll end up getting, you know, at least a Japanese port or something like that, and at least we can try and play it through those means. It might be difficult to play it in Japanese, but I'd rather play it in Japanese than not at all, at least to just see the game. But moving on to how this is going to be monetized. There has to be microtransactions here. There has to be some kind of way. There is already, obviously, gacha games out there, similar to like Genshin Impact. It's on mobile and console and everything else. There's the obvious way of how to monetize it, and that is for you able to have more characters. You have character rarities. Obviously, you have different tiers of characters, different movesets, but also think of what we have a lot of when it comes to these games. We have a lot of the demons, or in personas, right? That also could be how this is going to be. If I was a betting man, I would say that this game is going to be monetized in a way that demon fusion and the amount of demons, I keep saying demons because I'm just used to like Mega 10 in general. Personas is also what I mean when I say that. I assume that to be able to create personas and have multiple different newer personas on your team, that is more than likely going to be how this is going to be monetized. I don't know how, if you're going to have this be in a monetized way, you're monetizing a Persona game that's free, that has to be something that you do with it, right? I mean, what do you do a lot in these games that you constantly need to be able to have more of, right? You need to have more personas, stronger personas, so that has to be some kind of way of how this is going to be monetized. If not, you could just keep battling with the same, you know, stuff that you have, same character, right? If you already are the main protagonist, you could just roll out that yourself, or complete your party and have your team and then just play the rest of the game like that. But you're constantly going to need to have better personas, right? So that is how I think this is going to end up going. Some sort of system, maybe, like I said, I don't know if the actual fusion itself is going to be that way. Maybe you can just straight up pay to just boom have a certain character and just pay 20 bucks, get to Yoshitsune, and you're just done, right? Or just Soju or something like that. Just get a strong persona just immediately or something like that. We could see something like that in the future, or our cast of characters from, you know, Persona 5 Royal and stuff, we could just see them being, you know, something like a helpful hand, an aiding character or something like that. You can use Joker and his team to get out of a sticky situation where basically you just automatically kind of win. So I don't know, let me know in the comments, what do you think the monetization style is going to be like for this game. I hope that it's nothing too crucial, or they at least allow to have certain ways, maybe certain challenges, or maybe daily fusions, or daily whatever it's going to be, daily gotcha rolls or something like that. However it is, allow there to be some free ways of doing stuff. It's all monetized, that's going to really suck. I already don't like the idea in general, but if we're going to have it be a gotcha game, if it could at least be in a way that there are challenges and certain things that you can do to get some of that stuff for free, right? To be able to progress the game without having to spend money, without having to open your wallet or whatever. Being able to at least progress, you know, just some on your own would be nice. Because if not, if it's all just a super blatant cash grab, which it kind of already kind of looks that way, or is that way, I guess I should say, at least give us some way to try the game out before we have to drop 10 bucks on the game or whatever it might be. Hopefully that's how things roll. But yes, we have PC support obviously for this, for Windows. We are going to be, fingers crossed, getting this everywhere else. Hopefully, we'll see. I'll keep you guys covered on that, and that's more than likely going to be how this game is going to be monetized. Or we could see something along the lines of multiple just kind of drops. I'm sure they'll do events and things where we can have more, if they're going down the typical gacha route. I'm not 100% sure. Persona is its own kind of game. It's a little bit different than like Genshin Impact or whatever, right? I mean, Genshin Impact is kind of the one I'm just going to by default here because it's the big one, right? It's the one that kind of took the world by storm there for like a week or two when it first came out, and still has a pretty decent player base. But that's kind of my thoughts on it. What do you guys think? Are you gonna play this on mobile, PC? Are you against the gacha stuff? Do you think it's cool? I don't know. Persona is pretty cool. It has good looking characters. I could definitely see a lot of people losing their minds over this game, spending too much money on it. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'll keep you covered on this content. Of course, also the Shin Megami Tensei 30th anniversary stuff. I'll keep you up to date on that. And if you could, please support the channel. Click subscribe, click the bell if you could. Also, down in the description, I am partnered with Dubby. You can use my code, and you guys can get 10% off your entire order. They have shaker cups, different energy drink type stuff, merch and whatnot. Get yourself some cool stuff to help support the channel out a little bit. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you all so much for watching.